to start with this ship.
Now we move on to the Dark Star Dreadnought. Oh, just kidding. It's the Dark Sonder Dreadnought.
Yeah, man, the best form of flattery is, well, this.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Winter DRRT. Today we are running the ship introductions. The submission deadline has passed recently, and therefore all competitors are in my sandbox, ready to be looked at. We are going to look over the competitors right now, make sure they do indeed, for sure, pass inspection. This also doubles as final inspection. And then, all of you will get to know who are fighting in the qualifications, which will be run in a couple days. Again, this section isn't really set in the rules that clearly, but the qualifications are. But yeah, let's actually take a look at Reassembly and get this started. Alright, I should also say this, who's on stream with me today? We have whom? Can you introduce yourselves?
Oh, yeah, Dukeslayer. I've been around for a while. Hi.
And you, Kaboom?
Hi, my name is Kaboom. I will be here for ship analysis, I believe.
Thumbs up. And today, well, as you know, I am Debris. And let's freaking get started. Who do we have very first in our list? We have a Tinkerel, titled A Love Song to Firepower by Mons Pubis. So, any thoughts on this, folks?
Are there velocity mods?
There are not.
That is... I am already liking this. It looks like it might be... Does it have like a rate mod on it even? No?
No rate mod.
Just more gun. You don't need velocity mods, just more gun.
Indeed, this is a love song to Firepower.
Specifically,
That looks like 50 plus damage too, so that's going to be one-shotting. Each of those bullets is going to be one-shotting like Sentinel armor.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to need a whole lot of generators either to power those triple guns that are in a very close fire pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also noticing the characteristic Mons Pubis simple construction, which is always nice and simple, and always, well, nice and easy to parse, which I do appreciate. And, you know, don't underestimate that. It's nice to work on these ships.
Medium thrusters too. Very interesting. Supposedly better than large thrusters on lighter craft.
Good point. Interesting. Alright, well, any more comments on this ship, which is indeed called A Love Song to Firepower?
I love it.
I like it
Yeah,
as well.
it looks like it has a decent amount of point defense, a decent amount of thrust, and we'll see how those guns do.
Indeed. Our next ship, with its much brighter color scheme, is titled Aggressive Molecule by Dazzle. So, well, this is a farmer ship. It's a little repetitive, but I think that's intentional because it is an aggressive molecule. Any insights, folks?
Is there unobtainium in there?
Let's find out.
Is that unobtainium scaffolding?
This appears
I'm
to be
having a
just
hard
armor.
time. Just armor. Oh, it's thrusters. It's hard to tell sometimes with the unobtainium because it's really shiny, but this whole ship is really shiny.
What kind of missiles does it use?
Looks like the mediums.
These appear to be, well, they're not EXR-1 railguns, I can tell you that, but
MM1s, yeah.
MM1s, yeah.
There's some Avengers in there. Is that MC2s? Or is that HC3s?
Looks like that's an HC-2.
HC2s. Okay, wrong and wrong. Got it. Oh, there is some unobtainium hiding in there. Near the middle.
Oh, where?
It's on the little outspurs.
Oh, yeah.
Is that unobtainium? It is. I still got it.
But yeah. Well, I like how redundant this ship is. It's kind of fun. And, well, fire missiles, those are dangerous weapons. They're just kind of dangerous weapons. Please press 3 to show health. Okay, fine. You get 5 9er 0 7 3 8 for health on this ship. Pretty cool.
What? Our max acceleration is around 300, 296, and our radians are at like 1.1.
That's right.
Interesting. I want to see how this one fights.
I do too.
Yeah,
Wait,
the thrust is omnidirectional.
Bindings. All missiles are on primary. We are using binding AI behavior, and all the rest of the weapons appear to be on auto fire or point defense. So this thing should try to fight at missile ranges.
This is a hex pallet W.
That's
this
true.
This is a hex pallet.
Well, we have covered this ship in detail now. Let's move on to our next competitor, who is by you, Dukeslayer. Who would you like to give us a rundown?
Sure. Long story short, me and Kaboom, we got together. We talked about Tinkerable building theory. We were maybe going to make a ship together. And ultimately, we decided we needed to make 2 ships. We couldn't just make 1 ship. We had to make 2 because we had 2 really good ideas. Well, I don't know if this is a really good idea, but his idea is following like the efficiency using spreadsheets. My philosophy is shoot very fast. Don't worry about like efficiency. Have fun. I'm sure he's having fun too, though. So this ship has like 96 generators. It has 2 identical guns offset from the center of gravity. They have 15 velocity amps, 51 damage, and 32 range, I'm pretty sure.
Want to check that?
This is specifically, how do I put this? 51 damage means each bullet can one-shot the largest scale crystal hull. That was the bar I was reaching for. But yeah, it should be fun. It's gonna shoot from across the arena. Maybe it'll hit, maybe it won't.
Well, all I can say now is that it is very pleasant to look at. This will be very funny in the arena, I gotta say.
I love how the sights are lasers, implying that you just look at missiles or torpedoes or whatever and they just die.
Exactly.
Well, that is Big Iron by Dukeslayer. Let's move on to our next competitor, which is just a touch larger. Wow, that's funny. It takes up the whole screen. It is Big Te Intribo. Well, this is a Terran submission that is probably modeled after Te Intribo, because, you know, it is indeed a big Te Intribo. It meets the acceleration requirement backwards, just like Big Iron did, by the way. It does meet the accel requirement.
Yeah.
And, well, yeah, uses missiles. Any thoughts, folks?
I don't know where to start with this ship.
Big yellow cube.
It reminds me of a block of cheese.
The Swiss cheese. Actually, it kind of reminds me more
asteroid
like
thrusters, a bunch of missiles in seemingly random positions to be determined. Little growths on the outside. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I gotta be honest.
I'm gonna be.
It's modern art.
It's modern art.
It's everything.
It reminds me of, you know, those like Kraft little cheese pellets that come in the little packaging, the American cheese.
How would I not?
It reminds me of that, and the fact that it shoots missiles is concerning.
I like this line right here that isn't actually straight.
I also hate how you use the word growths to describe the.
I don't know what they are, man.
I don't like that. This is making me mildly
flagella?
uncomfortable.
Like, what are they, dude?
Fungal infection in the cheese, Scylla. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the
Show
turning thrust
health.
on this?
Yes, sir.
0.2 radians of turning. That probably explains the missile arrangement. If I were to guess, I would say in testing, this ship probably did not receive much fire from the back. That's why the missiles are further out. And I think that it seems like they're all set. Each volley of missiles, each little line of missiles we can see in our little cheese slice here is planned to impact at a different time. The ones that are furthest out should impact first-ish, followed by the ones at the very front, followed by the ones in the middle bottom, and then middle top. Probably. It depends on the orientation of the ship to the Swiss cheese, but I think that's the idea here, is to get missiles into nice little waves that impact, overwhelm, point defense, and deal damage.
Have a escape pod too.
It does have a little escape pod, and that's very funny.
It's because of a burst shield on there? Yeah, it's an escape pod if I've ever seen one.
That is pretty humorous. Well, that, my friends, is Big Te Introbo by Luex. Let's move on to another ship by Luex, which is called Big Wos Introbo by Luex, as I just said, I think. Well, this is a crystal competitor with some double stacked armor in the front. That reminds me of Darkstar just a little bit. Just a little bit. Uses the Darkstar stacking pattern as well, which is kind of funny. Not stacking. What's it called?
Armor scheme.
Yeah, sure. But instead of the characteristic Darkstar, like 8 or so plasma condensers, we have missiles. These are scale 2. And these are scale 1. Just like Te Introbo. But no, I just lied to you. Wos Introbo. It's great. Any thoughts, folks?
It's kind of got some shape like some ancient NMSS ships I've seen.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it does look like it only goes forward.
Single, like, is that scale 4 plasma condenser? It looks like it is.
I totally missed the plasma condenser.
Holy
shit.
Do not underestimate the power of a single plasma condenser.
True.
Very true indeed. Can't ignore the 2 crystalline PD? Yeah, you can.
You can.
But yeah, notably only 2 generators, which is like a good formula for 1 plasma condenser, but it does energy a little faster.
They're using maybe an improved stack of armor because it's connected between the layers at the corners. Yeah. I approve.
Good point. Fun. Alright, well, that, my friends, is Big Wos Introbo. And our next ship, a Tinkerel. Our first, nope, just kidding. It's the second, no, it's the third Tinkerel we've seen. Well, what do you know? It's called Bob's Nerd Obliterator by DRRT Liant. This is, well, it's a Tinkerel. It's got, how many guns is that? 5? Interesting.
5.
Any thoughts, folks?
5 guns. How many velocity ants are on there? 4 each? 4 apiece? This thing's gonna run out of energy instantly.
I can't tell how many the middle one has. Looks like 4 as well.
It's like
Yeah.
This looks like a like a vamped up campaign Thinkerl. It's got that look to it. And all the campaign Tinkerls have multiple guns.
I think it's got a death beam in the middle, and getting it on point is going to be the key to success for this ship.
That sounds reasonable to me. I'm also noticing
rate mods in here too, which might save on the length of the gun. Actually, now that I look at it, I think they're all identical guns. Because there's actually some overlap in the front where the middle is. It looks like it's shorter than it is, but there's a rate mod poking out the middle gun.
True.
Yeah, I think they're identical.
Yeah, they look identical.
Got some defense lasers that'll prove helpful in this event. Decent amount of armor for Tinkerl as well.
Indeed. This feels almost like a small Dissonder-ish Tinkerl.
Although these aren't R-banks, because the R-banks are on the top and bottom of the ship.
True.
Those struts, yeah.
Okay, so this is actually smaller than I thought it was.
It's smaller than Big Bosun Turbo, at least. Which is a certified big ship if I've ever seen one.
Very cool looking ship.
Indeed, I do appreciate the aesthetics on this thing. But that is Bob's Nerd Obliterator by Del Rethliant. Let's move on to our next ship by Excerpt, submitted very early on in Excerpt fashion. What is it? It is called Kaus Hartinth. I think. I thought you were supposed to pronounce it. I'm not French, I don't know. So, well, it is a Terran ship. It looks kind of like the carrier of the North, South, East, and West, but it uses mines in the front and back, and it's got rockets as a primary weapon. Directional rockets, not rocket turrets. Interesting. Alright, well, any thoughts, folks?
Looks like it has maybe a little more armor than what we're used to seeing on the carrier designs. To the dismay of all Tinkerls present, there's a good fair amount of mines on this ship.
That's true.
Very well shielded.
Very well shielded.
Autocannons.
Rockets on the front?
Rockets in the front?
What are the bindings set to?
Ooh, let's check. Oops. B. All rockets are on right mouse.
Ooh, it's got the antimatter on left mouse.
It's got antimatter on left mouse, so this thing's going
might
to...
be closer range.
This thing might actually try and do skirmishing.
Hard to say, because it's going to take into account the missiles and the antimatter.
True.
It's on dynamic, so I don't even know if the bindings matter.
Okay, so funny things happen when you set projectiles, when you set launchables to point defense. The mines are actually going to go for stuff like drones, stuff like missiles first.
They aren't on point defense. The mines are on right mouse.
Mines are on right mouse? Okay.
Something else is on point defense. I see burst lasers, autocannons, defense cannons. Are the flak cannons on point defense? They are, yeah. Some burst shields in the front.
Indeed.
Looks like a solid, well-rounded Terran kiter. Got some bulk though, so it's not going to be easy to knock it out.
So, question for y'all: what about burst shields? Why are burst shields commonly used, or used at all?
They, in theory, can be better than a regular shield in a smaller radius, but you have to hope and pray that the AI uses them.
Yeah.
I think they will activate for most things, but like lasers and maybe like really fast projectiles, they don't react to. I might have that reversed. There's something particular that they don't react to. Yeah, lasers are the counter, says Kepler. We'll go with that.
Kind of funny.
A burst shield can tank a nuke.
They can. They have 5,000 health, right? And these ones have like, what? 1,000? A fifth?
Yeah, the nukes do like 2,500 damage or something.
Yeah. Right? Kind of funny, I think.
Well, maybe good to have them in the front in case someone tries to ram a nuke of your gullet. I think that might be happening this tournament.
I kind of expect this as well. Yes. But yeah, that's Chaos Heartenth by Xderp7. Now we move on to the Dark Star Dreadnought. Oh, just kidding. It's the Dark Sonder Dreadnought. Well, Luex mentioned it in the channel. And well, it's here. It is the Dark Sonder Dreadnought. This is a ship very clearly modeled off of the the Dark Star Dreadnought, a ship submitted to the very first Debris Regional Reassembly tournament, which won it very clearly as Alliance captain without really a lot of contest. And well, its echoes have permeated through the tournament for a long time, and well, would you look at that? It is a Tinkerel that looks like a Descender, shaped like Darkstar. Wonderful.
Is it at the radius limit? This thing is big.
Yeah, 879 radius. It is at the minimum possible acceleration, 156.2, and it's very humorous. It's very humorous. Is all I'm going to say. Any thoughts, folks?
A gun look like?
Yeah, what does the gun look like?
Ooh, there are 3 of them. The first one has 4 amps as expected. It has I don't know how many these are.
A lot.
Many.
A lot.
A lot indeed. If you subtract 1 from the missile, then how many do we have?
57?
57. 57 damage amps. Are these the same guns? They may be.
They don't look like they are, but maybe they are. 51. 51 is enough to do the crystal thing I mentioned.
The crystal thing?
Yeah, 51 is enough to have each bullet one-shot a crystalline max scale hull.
Interesting. Right, and here's a thought. This ship has 3 guns. This is not typical for Descenders. Descenders typically have 2 guns right down the middle, or 2 guns kind of on the port and starboard. And so right down the middle, the reason why you would have guns right down the middle is so that you can put them close together and do a lot of damage per shot, because the shots kind of overlap. But when the shots, when the guns are far apart, what you get is a stable ship that can aim towards the enemy, because it'll start firing with one of its guns only, which will rotate the ship very aggressively because of how far the gun is from the CG, and then the ship will be rotated so the other gun gets trained on it, and then it'll alternate or fire both guns at the same time, which, well, it is a more consistent way to hit the enemy when you're using a Descender. But yeah.
Looks like 33 generators, and also someone mentioned it. I didn't pick up on it. The circle around the core is supposed to be the circle of missiles.
That's pretty good. I like
and
that.
Much like the real Dark Star, it is asymmetrical.
Yep. Indeed. It certainly is.
Some really nice, what do I call this? Like, it looks like crown molding.
Where?
The way in the back, yeah.
Oh yeah. I think the story behind this is that the ship was submitted.
Aesthetically pleasing.
It was submitted without as many of these holes in it, but then it wasn't at the Excel minimum, and
Gotcha.
so it was drilled before the match. That's an FRC reference. Well, there it is. That, my friends, is the Dark Sonder Dreadnought by Bluefish 1818, which is so far the winner of the Funny Award, because I approve. Ah! That was close. Good! Alright, let's go on to our next ship, which promises to forever keep us in the light. This is called Dawnbreaker Reborn by infamous Yen Yu. So, some backstory. What is it called? Dawnbreaker was a ship submitted to a previous tournament. Might have been 2 or 3 tournaments ago. Companion Cube, good point. And this ship has blast pulsars, just like its last version. Blast pulsars, if you don't know, well, you do know because you're watching this tournament stream with like 20 other people only. Blast pulsars. Well, if you have a lot of them, they're dangerous, just like any other weapon. But they produce a lot of shots in all directions, and they're very fun to watch. This thing should not be able to be hit by launchables of any sort. So, that's funny. But Dawnbreaker Reborn has a more significant armament. It has become part of the thing that it has sworn to destroy. It has torpedo launchers, I believe, on it. Yes. So that's fun.
Okay.
And
those
look at
are
that.
little missile rings?
They are, yes.
Okay.
So that's fun.
Aesthetically pleasing. Mostly rotationally symmetrical. Little ball of light.
You were supposed to join. You were supposed to destroy the launchables, not join them. You are my brother, Yenyu.
Ginyu is making up for the fact that nukes are no longer tracking weapons, I think.
It's true.
But yeah, that, my friends, is Dawnbreaker Reborn. Let's move on to our next ship. Oh, would you look at that? It's the Descender Mark II. Or Mark IV-2, as it would say, as LAP's naming convention uses. Well, this ship is literally Descender Mark II, the ship submitted to DRRT 6 that kind of made Descenders as prevalent as they are today. I could make a really fun video about this ship. And, well, yeah, I could make one. No, I did make one. Yeah. So, and of course I'm going to praise myself accidentally. Yeah, got it. Great. Thumbs up. Okay. This has almost no stacking. Only the gun down the middle is stacked, but this ship is very recognizable and probably should be to almost everyone here. So, yeah. Any additional insights, folks?
Not much to say here.
I think we got ourselves the old man DRRT. We've got both of the old venerable ones in this one.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, let's let this thing rest to prepare for the tournament as we move on to a next ship. A first-time competitor, the newest submission, I suppose, called Directional Dismisser by Charred Skies, who has labeled themselves as 1836 Nokia Mustang. So, yeah. This, to me, looks like a campaign ship modified for the tournament. It is totally legal. It has 4 guns, spaced kind of equally throughout the ship. And, yeah. Any insights, folks?
ASIM detected
Where?
down the middle. Thrusters.
Yeah, I see it. I see the ASIM.
I see it too.
Beautiful.
Now we will never be able to unsee it. How many jennies does this thing have? It looks like the entire interior kind of section is made out of it.
Plus 36. There's a lot of generators. Plus, like...
Shall we
I don't
count?
have my phone. I didn't want to count.
It looks like 9, 18.
Potentially a whole heck of a lot of plasma coming out of this craft.
Yeah, that's the answer I'm coming to. This thing has a lot of sustained fire. It's got a decent amount of shielding. I don't see any point defense, which is scary for this ship. But
well shielded. I mean, the point defense is it has 4 plasma hoses coming out the front of it.
4 sustained plasma hoses at that.
I'm curious,
If
it
this
might
thing-
not be sustained because this is going to make a lot of recoil. The guns themselves don't have a lot of range, and it doesn't seem to have a whole heck of a lot of forward thrust. So it might fire when it gets in range and push itself out of range and kind of be like a skirmisher.
Maybe. Yeah. It does look like the guns are different in terms of both damage and range. So I think the 2 front ones will fire and the 2 side ones will turn it more often than not.
We'll see. If this is enough generators to keep the guns online, that could be lights out for quite a few of the competitors.
Yeah, indeed. Perhaps some directions will be totally annihilated. All their blocks will be dismissed, if you will. Living up to its name. But I don't know if all of these blocks can be dismissed. My goodness. Would you look at that? It's another classic MGW submission. Called Eternal Memory. It has what? What does it have on it? 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 Plasma mortars.
It's a Terran.
It is a Terran.
What was the point defense next to the mortars?
Oh, point defense next to the mortars. This could be
Blast pulsers.
Blast
Got it.
pulsers. I don't know what else is
Some
in there.
defense cannons, some manipulators.
Manipulators.
Everything else is being hidden.
Yeah. Does have some flat cannons right here though. But yeah. Well, that is a very classic MGW Terran submission. It has 9,300,000 health, which is kind of a lot. And it is at 156.3 acceleration, which is legal in this tournament, just barely. And well, yeah, it's kind of funny.
Say
But
so.
yeah. It's MGW. It's an MGW ship. I've seen this before.
Will the spreadsheet Tinkerels be able to cut through this amount of armor?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Not sure.
Something interesting about it that was brought up in chat was that it only has dedicated turning thrust in one direction, which is kind of important for a radial design like this.
Might have Dark Star turning though, where the forward thrust is so far out of the center of gravity that they might also turn the ship.
That's why I said dedicated. It certainly can turn with the others. I think it's kind of vulnerable on its left side, whereas the right side with all the guns is probably its stronger side. But the core is asim very slightly, so if a ship comes from like the top right of our screen and starts drilling in, that's probably the best chance you're going to get at getting through that thing. And I imagine that's why it has the dedicated turning thrust to turn a larger portion of armor in the way quickly.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
That sounds like a good piece of insight, right? Oh, by the way, I like the Lyelf-esque stacking pattern. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Looks nice. All right, but there it is. That is called Eternal Memory by MGW. Let's move on to our next submission, which looks kind of familiar. I really like this submission. It's called Foam Maxing by Dazzle. This is very funny to me. This looks almost exactly like, well, Foam, a ship submitted to an old DRRT that was made by me. It's very funny. That's all I'm gonna say. Foam in turn is inspired by a ship called Groans that I made, which is in turn inspired by a ship Dukeslayer made. So it's not copying, it's inspiration, and I fully support this.
Yeah,
All right.
man, the best form of flattery is, well, this.
Yes.
True.
The best form of flattery is brain rot.
That's a good point. Is Dad still here? Okay, good. What time is it for you, by the way? It's probably like
here.
9 a.m. now. Wow. Anyway, sorry. It's foam, except foam does not look like this. Foam has 4 cannons of identical sizes. This ship has 1, 2, 3 cannons. This third one is much longer and has less damage and less damage? I don't know, might have the same damage. I can't tell. I can't look at foam for too long. But three velocity amplifiers. That's all I know.
Interesting. That's the aiming gun. Helps the Tinkerel not be dumb.
There you go. Yeah.
That's my guess.
Let's check the bindings. Binding AI behavior. It has an AI trigger up front. So it's going to try to... It is indeed playing the foam role, which had a similar structure. And, well, it's a better spot for the trigger, I think, than foam had, which was right here in the middle. Does it still have the thing mounted for it? No, it doesn't. Good. That'd be really funny. But
Dazzle's saying it's the please don't regenerate gun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's foam maxing. It is indeed foam maxing. And again, I approve of this ship. This ship is awesome. I'm going to root for this ship for sure. All right, but that's called foam maxing by Daz. Let's move on to another ship which is designed to kill such Tinkerel. I think Gauss Whisperer. Actually very loud by Kepler. So, this is not a Tinkerel, what am I saying? It's a Sentinel! The faction vying for the center of the galaxy. This thing has, well, it has Gauss beams. What do you expect? It's the Gauss Whisperer. That's a lot of Gauss beams. How many Gauss beams is that? Well, I can't, well, that's a lot.
12?
1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3.
Is it 25?
Maybe
5 or 6. So
yeah, it's hard to say how many forward it goes.
25 or 30.
5. Looks like it's 5 across and 5 down. I think it's 25. I'm looking at the
16.
Yeah,
weapon
my bet's on
outputs.
25. That sounds nice.
Yeah, it's more
Muted
than-
but obese.
More than I know.
Yeah. Notably, unlike Munin, this ship has, well, only Gauss beams, no obliterator, and no nuke, which is a different behavior. It might be able to commit more strongly to this weapon, and therefore punch with a greater force. But I'm not sure. Kind of fun.
Are those launchers in the back?
Yeah, what are those?
These are flurry missiles.
Flurry
my God.
missiles? Hell yeah.
The best point defense in the game.
Flurry missiles, I think they might be being used to cause the enemy to engage dodging behavior, which will decrease the accuracy of ships that like to kill this thing. Without are fast, at least.
Also, I see regeneration corruption in the future. The thruster is right behind the flurry missiles.
Look at that.
Maybe it might corrupt. Who knows? Roll the dice.
Only time will tell. Fun.
May the reassembly gods be with you. With Arthur's blessing. No regen.
With Arthur's blessing, indeed. And with Arthur's blessing, indeed, we move on from Gauss Whisperer by Kepler to our next ship, called the Great Overseer of Real People by Fowl. Well, this is a farmer submission by Acquainted Fowl, or Fowl for short. It is a classic, it's classic. It's a classic. It's a classic.
It looks like the farmer palette. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Looks like the entire farmer palette. Okay,
That
we've
is
got
like
MM1s.
The most unconventionally beautiful ship I have seen in a long time.
This is classic reassembly beauty right here. Listen, we got both modern art and true art going on right here.
True. Modern art and
Jesus,
true art.
modern art. Cheese is the modern art. This right here. This is something you'd find in the Louvre. All right.
Unpainted Greek statue. right here.
Got some scattergun point defense. Got some every scale of laser because it's the whole farmer palette. Oh man, missing a couple guns. The scale 1 cannons.
You can't call it a farmer palette ship when it doesn't have any Avengers. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure it's close enough. Close
True.
enough for me.
Gotta say, I like the scatter guns.
That's a lot of shielding too, which makes sense when your ship is held together with like scotch tape and dreams.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna move on to a ship that is much less classic, but that is the Great Overseer of Real People, also called Gorp by Fowl. And now we move over to a glorious-looking Tinkerel. Hee I like this one. This is called Hyperscope's Wide Angle by Moloko, who was formerly known by Cat, the term Cat. So, this is not a first-time competitor despite the name. One second. Oh, good catch. Good. We're fine. We're safe. Looks like an afterburner from distance. Okay. Well, this is a Tinkerel submission. It looks kind of like Descender, but it has six velocity amps instead of the usual Descender 4. It's going to fire faster and at a higher velocity than a normal Descender would. Notably, it uses the 2 guns at far distances from the CG technique instead of the typical Descender technique, which is right down the center of the ship. It is also very short and very wide.
This
which
thing looks like it's going to be hugging the bounding area of the arena.
Indeed.
It's got some haunches ready to clench in and get ready for the fight.
Sure does.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm wondering what those side pod things are for.
I think
The
it's
side
like
scope.
it's supposed to make it so it rests up against the like round arena border.
Perhaps.
That's my guess.
It could. There's some turning thrust there. Not a whole lot.
Gigabrain.
Just stick itself
Gigabrain
into
idea.
allied armor. Correct.
If you have these big arms sticking out, if you get hit by an opposing Tinkerel in the arms, it's gonna rotate your guns towards the enemy.
That's true.
That's funny.
That's true. Yeah, because that would explain the hollow shape. It gets hit and that rotates it. Pretty much the entire point of this ship is just rotating the guns. How many how many gens does it have?
I do
Should we go
have
to
some
Firefly?
worries about the arms though, and I think Infamous just pointed it out. If you spawn in the front of the Alliance, you might stay there.
Oh.
Flycatcher for Alan.
Hey, also, I can bring this up.
I love how it's called a flycatcher by Yenyu. That makes me happy. Sorry, continue.
True. So, okay, right? Splash boundaries. Blocks that have the way that splash is computed in reassembly is not whether the splash circle hits the block, is whether the splash circle intersects with the quote splash boundary of the block, which is a circle that is centered at the block's centroid and terminates at the furthest point from the block. So therefore, shapes like triangles, especially long triangles, are very susceptible to splash weapons. This might, even though Tinkerel is kind of forced to use blocks with large splash boundaries, it may still be hit by a lot of splash weapons because of the shape of the spaced armor.
I like the kind of novel pattern used to make the triangle spacing though. It tiles nicely.
It does. In true Tinkerel fashion, using only triangles. Alright, well, this is Hyperscope's Wide Angle. Let's move on to another ship which is a little familiar. It is called Infinite Planes by Spheroid. So, this is a Terran ship. It looks very familiar. It looks like the last ship that he has submitted to the tournament. It has, well, what does it have? What's the big change? The big change to me, I think, is this. Before, these two arms were mounted fairly securely to the side here. It was a couple of blocks only, but it was, kind of close to the middle of the ship. That connection has been moved. It has been moved to the outside over here. All these arms are connected by are these little arms here. So those two big shells that have no weapons on them whatsoever will be disconnected if they are shot at, which is interesting. Any other insights, folks?
Like fast mode or something?
I guess, yeah.
That looks
very
like fast
interesting.
mode.
Yeah. I'm looking at the rush AI behavior, which is interesting.
It looks like it doesn't have any point defense in the back either, so like missiles or drones are probably going to disconnect the outside.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Maybe? I don't know. It's got a lot of burst lasers. What's the range on the burst lasers for the back of the ship?
Burst laser here. Burst laser here.
Might pop off the arms. I guess that's the idea, though?
I guess so, right? I don't know what else that's there for. Also, Taurus proton swords. It does indeed have torpedoes. It's some proton swords in the front. What did this ship fight last time that kind of made it die? It was if things could out DPS it in the front. I know that. It would die to such things.
There was like a farmer that had a lot of DPS. There was, I don't know. I don't remember the names.
Yeah, I don't remember either. There's Operation Doomsday, which did drill in pretty far, and this thing now has matching proton swords that potentially could torch a little thing like that.
One question, Debris.
Yes?
It looks like, based on the way those connections are done, that one arm can, in theory, be cut off easily without cutting off the other arm, and that is going to cause the ship to have some wonky thrust arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna see that, and I'm not sure if that's intentional, because then there's enough turning thrust to turn the ship to get as much armor in the way as possible, seems to be the idea.
Maybe.
That'll be interesting.
Indeed. Kind of funny. But yeah, that is Infinite Planes. I've removed the name from the ship by disconnecting the blocks that way. But yeah. Cool. What's our next ship? Oh, look. It's a ship of yours, Kaboom. Why don't you give us the rundown?
This is just my homage to the tournament that I just ran. This is Kashyyyk, and it's got a whole lot of B drones. I thought it would be funny to do a B drone ship, and this is a bunch of B drones, some point defense, and that's about it. I mean, I genuinely forgot how many B drones I stuffed in there. It's something to the tune of like 20s or 30s. It's a lot of B drones.
It looks like a lot.
An anchor drone in there somewhere.
There is an anchor drone in there. There are 2 anchor drones, I think. I'm pretty sure I only went with one kind of drone. I think I went with the big ones.
Thanks.
Either that, I might have gone. Yeah, rip to Tinkrels with no point defense.
Rip to Tinkrels with not enough point defense.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole point of this ship is to anything small with insufficient point defense is going to have a bad time. I also used armor scheme that I've been messing with. It's really hard to see here, but if you, Debris, can you go ahead and take out one of those little armor chunks? It's a little square.
Like this?
Not on the inside. You're going to want to go to the very back of the ship.
You want to see this?
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. See how there are those extra connections there?
Mm-hmm.
I tried that out, and I want to see how that armor scheme works. That's kind of my testing point here. And my other ship also has that armor scheme, so we'll see which of them does better. It's built for regen.
That's interesting, yeah. I guess we will see it in the arena very soon. Why did it render that way? Do you see that? Why is it rendering with a gap? Why is one of these blocks at a different Z level? What?
I don't understand. That has happened sometimes. It regens fine in tournament, but it happens.
It's literally at a different Z level. That's hilarious. The block is in there.
Ghosts in the shell.
Lamau. Well, cool. That, my friends, is Keshik 2.1. A B ship that is faster than I am. And
Cursed.
We have...
Thanks, you.
Cursed. Speaking of cursed, King Lobster. Okay, this ship is by Sly Fox. This has the longest triangles that Terran could possibly bring. It has drones, it has mines, and it has proton swords in the front. Huh. Well.
Rusher? Trapper? Who knows? Lobster?
I love how we have a red that's the perfect size to fit in between. Right.
I don't know. This might be a food that's too spicy for the lobster. We'll have to see.
It might be. It might be.
But yeah. Well. We will see how useless mines will be. Well, mines are probably going to be pretty powerful, especially when you spread them around the arena like this thing probably is designed to do. I don't know really what the design principle is other than Trapper that kills things that are too small, but also controls half of the arena with launchables.
What are the bindings?
The bindings. Let's check it. Check it out.
Set to dynamic. So, does it have any weapons that would make it want to rush?
It does not have any of those.
Mouse?
At least on primary.
Yeah,
some lasers.
Okay, so
some proton swords. Yeah. Okay.
But it is on dynamic, and therefore it'll probably use these to go in as well.
Okay.
But I suppose it will try to rush. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the proton swords are on PD, but I mean the AI behavior is on dynamic, so I don't know if it ignores anything when it's on dynamic.
Not sure either, honestly. I should yell at some people to find that out. But yeah.
You know, the shape kind of reminds me of a gal boss.
Yeah.
Something about it.
What is that?
Oh, gal bosses are from the game Galaga. It's the old arcade game where you shoot bugs in space.
Ah,
got it.
What orientation should it be in then?
I'm getting like original Tron ship vibes.
Like, can you like post images in the chat? I don't think you can.
I cannot.
I think I get your meaning though.
Yeah. That's a completely useless observation, and I do apologize, but
Whoops.
I will never be horizontal again.
Oh no.
Perfect. It's not perfect.
The OCD is taking control.
The worst buttons in the game are those two buttons. But yeah, let's move on from King Lobster now. On to our next ship, which is titled Lethal K V3. You just saw it, and well, it's Lethal K V3. It is a red ship produced by Splinter, as the previous Lethal K versions are as well. Okay, what's the history of Lethal K? This ship has been, well, it's a small red ship that will fire a great volume of fire toward the enemy and kind of evaporate it almost instantly. if it can do it, then, like, well, it probably can, and it'll be dangerous for your alliance. So that's fun.
I'd like to draw your attention to the center stack.
Yeah.
Hard to see, but there's something going on. I think that is like four 10 stacks of Tempests, maybe?
My goodness.
Is that 40 Tempests? I don't know how many Tempests that is.
It's enough to make brain hurt, so it will certainly make ship hurt when it shoot.
It's like using a mixture of thrusters, some of the bigger ones where you might get shot, and the little ones are actually more efficient for this style of ship. So a lot of the smallest scale thrusters for speed.
That's interesting. Wow. Well, and that's funny. This ship is dangerous. I'm excited to see this burrow through some large chunks of armor. Did someone say large chunks of armor? Lethal K might be burrowing through a ship kind of like this. What is this thing called? It's called Maximum Occupancy by Bluefish 1818. This is a Sentinel ship. Oops, binding is not the right button.
Nuke. I was looking for the weapons. I'm like, where are the weapons?
That's a big ship. How does that meet Excel requirement? Where are the thrusters?
It's got big thruster banks on the top and bottom.
It looks like the Death Star.
It does.
Kind of looks like the Death Star.
And perhaps similarly to the Death Star, it has some ports that you can probably shoot down. Maybe disconnect these large sections of hull.
Many ports. Oh dear.
Death Star point of view Alderaan. That's what it looks like.
Exactly.
Death Star Pav. That's scary.
I feel like I'm being killed right now by seeing it.
The basilisk.
But yeah,
Ooh.
this thing is it's maximum occupancy. It is a very efficient design, these very large ships, because, as everyone knows, armor does not cost anything, and the only way it can be bounded is by setting an acceleration requirement, which this thing meets. Q&E, excuse me? Thank you. Look at that, that's funny. No, I don't want to do that anymore. Cool!
My head, it hurts.
You scrambled me.
You have been shot by the Death Star just now.
True.
But yeah, this is Maximum Occupancy by Bluefish 1818. And our next ship, quite a bit different, is called Maya version 1.5. This is a ship by me, which is in typical, kind of atypical, reassembly, line of gigahex design. This thing does not use any, I don't think, normal dimensions, like actual armor hull blocks. Wow, I said a bunch of random words. It instead uses only containers. Containers have a very small splash boundary, so they're very resistant to splash in comparison to most other blocks. And they have the same health to mass ratio of Terran armor. So all you need is more of them. They are also larger in health, I believe, very slightly.
Yep.
Owing to their larger radius. But this ship uses several Terran long-range-ish weapons. It uses rockets, torpedoes, more rockets, some anti-matter cannons, and point defense. So, the principle of this ship, it will try to fire at plasma projector range using the AI trigger right here. And that should make it so it's kind of accurate with both of its weapons. But if that gets shot off, then it will behave differently. These torpedoes are spread out in the most compact style that I know, which should allow this ship to fire, to shoot torpedoes across the arena and randomly destroy the enemy. And also, to get past point defense, you have antimatter cannons just to kind of seal the deal when you're in close range. That is the design principle on which this ship was made. No missiles, because missiles are the soul of the darkness, and I will never succumb to missiles. Just kidding, I will.
Could you hover over the missile, or not the missile, the nuclear option launcher for a second, so I can see the stats? Looking for damage. 2,300. Could you go hover over the health of a max scale octagon?
Max scale octagon.
Yeah, you're in the good.
Yes, I can take one. I can take
That
one.
is one of the other bonuses of using octagons in Terran. They are nuke resistant compared to the 3x3s.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Maya, well, I don't know if Maya can really take nukes, but well, we'll see. We'll see.
Maybe there's a chance.
She'll try her best. She'll try her best. It's great, but it's Maya. Anyway, a ship that could kill Maya. Look at that. It's our newest version of Munin. Munin M6B Laika by Infamous Yanyu. Well, insights here, folks.
We see two, looks like we got two obliterators, some flurry missiles, and some Gauss inside the classic Munin hull. It looks like the side pod armor is retained from version 6, which means that it's going to be a little more survivable than normal. It still has the Death Star port in the back, but it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, this thing, if it gets hit in the back, it won't be great, but it'll survive the hit, most likely. It does seem to have a lot more maneuvering thrust, though. That'll be interesting.
True.
Lasers only.
The perfect
Oh
weapon.
no, a flurry missile.
Can't
forget.
Yeah, right there. Indeed. Well, you can't go wrong with
Tournament winner.
Tournament winner. Fitting music, you're right. Break through it all. That is exactly what this ship will do. This thing, well, it uses the classic Sentinel lasers, which again have infinite velocity and are prime for, well, they're really good for taking out kiters, including Maya, and probably most other small ships here. You can just pop them because it's Munin and it's Sentinel. It's crazy. It's wonderful. So, yeah. Any other thoughts?
It's Munin.
It's Munin. We've seen it multiple times before, and we're always excited to see it again. Let's move on to our next ship, which is not by Infamous Yanyu, of course. This is Moloko's second submission, titled Necrolithium Heresy. This is a Sentinel ship. Don't be fooled by this color. This is core hull. So, what are our thoughts here?
It's got two open arms, and I don't think you want to go in there.
I'm inclined to agree.
It does look like a trapper. Can you zoom in on the very front bit there? Is that just a single? Okay.
A very well armored
Can't kill that thing.
single gun.
I thought that was going to be hyper stacked. Nope. All right.
Just one. That's all you need. Just one.
And does it have Gauss in the back?
Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely a lot of Gauss.
It has Gauss in the back. This is a very interesting Gauss arrangement. This thing spreads them out like in like an almost torpedo arrangement.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting because Gauss beams in standardized factions, along with all other directional cannons and lasers, except for I think the Tinkerel cannon, they have a little bit of turret limit. So this thing, I don't understand it, but I'm also very interested to see what happens.
I think I get it. The idea is to trap things inside of those Gauss death stacks, and then the Gauss will all fire from converging angles to make kind of a triangle chunks out of the hull of an opposing ship, and from there, it should hopefully maybe die.
It looks
as it
like
gets
they're
crumbled to death.
they're kind of focused towards the center of the ship, when I thought they would maybe be focused towards the pockets. It'll be interesting to see how it performs.
Indeed. Very exciting looking ship. Let's move on to From Necrolithium Heresy by Moloko to a ship by Mons called Original Thinker. This is a Terran ship, and it's got a wide variety of Terran weapons, as all Terran ships should have. It has mines in the back. It has torpedoes in the front. Just kidding, in the center. It has proton beams in the very front. It's got some classic rocket turrets. It's got some classic burst lasers. It's got some classic missiles. And it's got some classic drones. It's a classic. It's the original Thinker. All right, any insights, folks?
This looks like a very
bindings.
See the bindings? Binding AI behavior.
Ah, here we are.
Proton beams.
Proton beams. So if those get shot off, it might run away. I don't know if it has a secondary trigger, though.
It doesn't appear to.
Yeah.
I guess it's just that. And those are long-range weapons. But very fun. It's a classic. There's not much else to say about it other than, like, it'll shoot you, and those torpedo things, those things hit you, you're kind of gone. If you go into the minefield, well, you will have controlled a large fraction of the arena and cause dodging AI to reign supreme. And it's got enough point defense to deal with most things, it feels like. So yeah, a classic ship by Mons.
Yeah, I like it.
Indeed. Let's move on to our very next competitor, which is, oh, would you look at that, a very classic ship by Laps. It's the Orion class Ferolder, a classic. Everyone here from the old days recognizes that the Orion class Ferolder is one of the last stand navies, I don't know, most iconic ships. That's what I'll say. Ferolder is an iconic ship. Initially submitted to a deluxe tournament. I don't know. I can't quote the Darkstar video or the Descender video right now. But you will notice the classic cube of armor in the front. And you will notice the wide variety of weapons that this thing uses. It has a mostly empty central column, so it has some competitive design inside. But this is an old style ship, I believe. And therefore, it hasn't been subjected to the nightmares that we create nowadays. So, yeah. Any thoughts, folks?
An oldie but a goodie.
True.
I've never seen this thing fight before. I've never had the pleasure, but it looks like it'll be fun.
Very tanky. Good soak damage for the rest of the alliance. Get some shots in itself. Reliable. Hopefully it won't butt ship. I seem to remember one of the Ferolders butt shipping. I hope I didn't just put that on it. Anyways, I'm sure it'll be fine.
It may not butt ship anymore because of the what's it called? The
PID tuner.
That's right. But yeah, the Orion class Ferolder. A classic. You cannot go wrong with an Orion class Ferolder. Can you go wrong with a ship like this though? Let's see. This one is called Procedurality: Brilliant Streaks Across the Skies by Kepler. This ship reminds me of Reality because you know what it has? It has rocket turrets. A bunch of rocket turrets. Enough rocket turrets to feed a family of 4. And I guess you could say, actually, to feed a family of 3. To feed an alliance of 3. So, well, what do we think?
Praise the sun? I don't know.
Praise
I'm
the
getting
sun.
that kind of vibe.
Can I see the bindings?
Bindings. The N button is not the binding button, by the way.
Oh, yes. We're getting right down to business.
Okay, so we do have some point defense. We have just a huge amount of, just rockets.
Hey, wait, did I may have messed something up. Kepler, did you want this thing submitted? Uh-oh. Did I forget something? Okay, good. You did.
Says
For
yes.
some reason, I thought you were gonna optimize this or something. Okay, good. Great. Just making sure. Cut! Continue! This is... It's a classic Terran ship. It won't corrupt right here. At all. Never. But, yeah.
Some stacked armor I'm seeing in the front and on the sides. And then everything else is spaced to maybe help with splash. Yeah, central columns, double stacked armor. Very strategically placed.
I like this up here.
And aesthetic.
It's very pretty, isn't it? I approve. What is that, Kaboom?
Okay. Kepler just said, "Oh no," caps in the chat, so and hasn't responded since. So
Is that in reference to this?
Probably. That won't corrupt now, but if it ever tries to regenerate, it might.
Classic. A classic. I approve. I approve. Speaking of things that I approve of, we're going to move on from procedurality, brilliant streaks across the skies, which this thing will cause when it shoots its main armament of rocket turrets, to a ship called Ronin Tachi. Did I pronounce that right, Kaboom?
yeah, like the Japanese sword.
Well,
So
oh yeah.
this one is another double obliterator. Yenyu and I were on the same wavelength this tournament. I actually built this on stream with Joyous. It does not have asymmetrical burst lasers. Oh wait, that's probably the other ship. This thing barely looks like it came from Reassembly. That's true. It does utilize the armor pattern that I was talking about. I tried to fit this is a tough little ship according to the testing that I've done. It refuses to die until there's literally nothing left. Not a single block survives when this thing dies normally. It has some spaced out Gauss. It has two obliterators that are, if you go into the bindings, you'll see they cover 360 degrees. I think so. Okay, well, it won't show you there.
The gun arcs, you mean?
I can see it.
Yeah, the gun arcs.
Yeah.
It covers all 360 degrees, so there's no escape from this thing. And to boot, it has a whole lot of thrusters and a few flurry missiles because dodging AI is funny. My submission is very similar to Yenyu's. May the best builder win. Yeah.
We have a history in prestige versus innovation and what's another catchphrase?
AI.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Put that in your resume.
AI. True. I'm bringing AI to this.
Wonderful. But yeah, this is Ronin Tachi by Kaboom. And, well, I'm excited to see it fight. That's all I'm going to say. Here's a ship that I'm not excited to see fight. Sorry. No. This is a ship called Spock with an AWK. That reminds me of my second favorite programming language. And, well, it's Spike Hawk, which was submitted and won, and it was a Alliance captain in a previous tournament. It spews crystalline missiles from its hull like a freaking end mill machining chips at a high material removal rate. Yeah, that's a good reference, isn't it? It does not meet the acceleration requirement forward, but it does meet it backward. Even though it doesn't really look like it does, but it does. And yeah, it'll pepper the arena with everyone's second favorite type of launchable, the crystalline missile. All right, any other insights, folks? I heard
We've
that.
seen it
Sorry,
before,
Splinter.
we'll see it again. We've seen it before, we'll see it again. Crystal missiles for the win. I have committed this sin before. Splinter has now committed it many times.
That was almost an epic rhyme. But yeah. It's Spock. It's great. This thing is going to live long and prosper too, so you know. Yeah, it's Spike Hawk, but the Spock. Any other insights?
Spike Spock.
Boop! Our next ship is called Splash Mataz by Supplecrum. It is a farmer ship using Supplecrum's iconic pink color scheme. You can see the other ship right there. And it uses mostly HM1s, it looks like, for its main armament, really closely together. That's fucking deadly if you touch that. But yeah. Any thoughts on this, folks?
Classic Supplecrum color scheme. Making it hard for me to comment on the ship.
Can you zoom in a bit into our
Burst lasers. Oh, can you just recolor it to regular colors?
There you go.
Oh, okay. I thought I was looking at a Terran ship. See, like I couldn't even tell. Okay.
There
Yeah,
are a
that's
whole
a-
lot of launchables.
That's a little bit of both, maybe. Looks like mainly HM ones and like a single or maybe two MM ones.
Two of them. Looks
Yeah.
like it.
And defense lasers, maybe an AI trigger in the front. It looks like it's an AI trigger. It's even got like the little stick attached to it that makes it take longer to regenerate.
There is something bound to right mouse, so yeah, that is.
I'm thinking this thing is gonna get in close to deliver the payload, and then it's gonna GTFO.
Mm-hmm. I agree with this assessment.
It
But
kind of
yeah.
looks like a cell is splitting apart to duplicate.
Mitosis. Mitosis game.
Indeed. In freaking deed. Now let's move on to our next ship. I can't make a meiosis joke right now. But
Simple said the MM1 is the fallback AI.
didn't even notice that one. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I mean, I saw it here. I guess.
Sideways.
Well, cool. There it is, folks. That
Oh wait, is this made out of armor? It is made out of armor. Man, I got this ship so wrong before we recolored it. Got me. All right, yeah, that's like the best farmer armor density too. So this thing is probably going to be pretty durable.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'm confident that this thing can shoot down almost any missiles that come towards it because it's got the classic, the absolute classic farmer point defense of station defense lasers. So, yeah, it's Splash Mataz. Let's move on to another ship that does not have any point defense whatsoever because it's a Sentinel. It is called Subsumed Flagship by Pyramid Boy, who I believe is a first-time competitor in DRRT. So, well, it's a Sentinel ship. It's got a nice color scheme. These are core hull blocks, and it's got a bunch of Gauss beams arranged kind of sparsely. It has a nuke up there, and it's got flurry missiles. Yep, they're all
Got a
flurry
decent
missiles.
amount of flurry missiles. Like enough to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think we've seen this exact hull layout a couple times already.
Yeah. I'd say what makes this different is it's launching a nuke, presumably at point blank range, with flurry missiles to act as distractions for it. That seems to be the thought right here. The flurry missiles are set to auto fire, so they're going to actually go towards the target and not target enemy missiles. Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I'm inclined to agree.
Sleek, dangerous look to it. It's very pointy. It's very Sentinel.
Mm-hmm. I like these arrows in the front that do indeed show us what direction it will try to travel in. I'm a fan. Well, actually, wait. You know what? We've never explained what has changed to the nuclear option in this tournament. Can you do that for me, Duke?
It is quite simple. Nukes are dumb, therefore dumbfire.
Yup. And right, so that therefore they will not try to track the enemy, but they will still thrust with the power of their AI. So they are like kind of more, or they're kind of capable minds, kind of. But yeah, they're great. They're ideal.
Yeah, if you want your nuke to hit the target, you can't rely on it. You have to go deliver it now.
That's right. But yeah, that is called Subsumed Flagship by Pyramid Boy. Thanks for submitting, by the way. I hope this tournament will be fun. And let's move on to our next ship, which is a farmer submission. Ha, Lamau, you're wrong. It's Terran. That was a good reference, wasn't it? I say one more time and I'm going to explode. This is a Terran ship by Sepulchrum called Surprise Penetration. Another innuendo typical of Sepulchrum's naming conventions. And
maybe some discarding armor in the front?
Some
ablative armor?
This looks kind of like the case.
Got little smallest scale rectangles to optimize regeneration. I can't see the rest of the ship. Can you please recolor it? It is a surprise until we recolor it. Is this proton beams?
They are proton beams. There's antimatters in there too.
I see the antimatter triangles, some burst lasers, some blast pulsars. It's got an AI trigger with a plasma projector. Oh, poor plasma projector. Does it have like a drone or like something for the secondary trigger in there somewhere? It does, yeah. Classic bindings. Tried and true.
Indeed. I do appreciate the tight arrangement of missiles. I mean rockets. I mean torpedoes. And I like these weapons right here. We saw them on Atropos last time. We've seen them on old ships like Planet Carver. We've seen them on almost everything. Just kidding. Very few things. But every single time we do see it, they're punchy, they're dangerous, and they move at infinite velocity because they're beams. This is a bit of a glaive beam, if you know what I'm saying.
Call back to a previous submission. Someone posted in chat. Apparently, Infinite Planes is a reference to Monty Python's Black Knight.
Okay, I made that comparison. And this is completely off topic, so I'll try to keep it short. Infinite Planes is literally the Black Knight. None shall pass, in referencing torpedoes, because Spheroid is convinced that no torpedoes shall pass, and then it's literally, your bloody arms off. No, it's not.
True.
Just put to scratch.
What are you gonna do?
But to scratch. That we'll be quoting that one perhaps the rest of this tournament. But
Spheroid, I am Kaboom. Give Daka is my username in Twitch.
But yeah, this is what they call surprise penetration by Supplecrum. Let's move on to our next ship, which is titled The Brick, which is longer. The file name is longer. I said again. The Brick that Bob threw at his neighbor's window. I believe that's what the full title of this ship is called. And it is indeed a small brick. We are finally free of the curse of the large bricks. And I'm happy. I'll just say that. Because this thing has Gauss beams, which are gloriously dangerous weapons, as everyone knows, and can burst it down. Let's go. Which is, of course, another reference. Any insights, folks?
It looks like the brick has been packaged to be sent overseas. It looks like a wooden container has been constructed around the brick.
That's a good point.
Some hyperstack thrusters. Looks like it's omnidirectional. Might be pretty maneuverable. A lot of health though, so I'm not sure if this thing might be standoff or not.
That's a good question.
Is it gonna ram into the enemy, or is it gonna sit back at the Gauss beam range? That's what I'm curious about.
It appears
This might be a pest. Very hard to kill.
That's true. Okay, that's exciting. That's exciting. But yeah, it's everyone's good friend, the Brick. And next, who have we got? Oh yeah, would you look at that? It is a ship by Slyfox. Slyfox's second submission, titled Toucan Mark IV. This is a Tinkle ship. It has how many guns? 1, 2, 3. I can point out right now. It looks like the center gun, I believe, has less. No, how many amps does it have? Not sure.
4.
4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 damage amps. Sorry. Rate amps. Sorry. Velocity amps.
Oh, the middle gun's got more, yeah.
Does it have less range amps? It appears to have less range amps as well. So, it looks like the standard Tinkerel style, where you shoot real hard with your center gun, and you'll be pushed out enough from the enemy to not die. Classic. A genuine classic.
Looks like Slyfox has gone away from the smallest scale thrusters in favor of the large ones. Interested to know the thought process there. They do have more health. Might be important. Smattering of drones, smattering of shields, mostly small shields it looks like, protecting the cannons.
Indeed.
Those are going to be important with obliterators everywhere.
Yeah, I think that might actually be better against obliterators to have a bunch of small shields.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. But yeah, returning competitor, proven in the arena.
I will also say this. Slyfox likes to use rocket drones. Rocket drones are not useless anymore. Rocket drones have a rocket turret on them. They will shoot their rocket and it will go in your direction. So, they may not do that much damage, but they do, in fact, shoot at you. And so, that is for arena control. Slyfox's ships are both designed to cover the arena in launchables that cause your ship to not really behave correctly. That is what I believe that Slyfox's goal is, at least. But yeah. Pretty cool. That's Toucan Mark IV. We have a little bit of a larger ship right here now. Oh, would you look at that? It's called Uno Reverse by Imperiex. Wonderful. Okay. Well, this ship looks like Serious Fraud Office by Imperiex, one of his previous submissions. And this one is just a mirrored version of that, I think, which is very funny. I gotta say.
Reverse.
But yeah. Any insights, folks?
Is it literally just the same ship?
Let's see. Let's see.
It looks very similar. I gotta say, we want to pull up the other one. Let's actually do that. Oops, wrong button. Boop.
Sold to the archives.
Oh, playing against this sportsman? Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is Serious Fraud Office? Is it not this tournament?
It might have been the one before that. The regular one before that. Yeah. The core looks different, maybe?
The silhouette's the same. It does look like the core is the same, but that's probably to prevent corruption. Because the triangles are both going in the same
Can you
direction.
zoom in on the old one's core? It is different.
The generators are no longer in the middle of the ship. It also has these longer sticks. It might be to make this core more stable somehow, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, alright, well, minimal changes because the ship already works.
And that is
It
valid.
ain't broke.
That is valid. Uno Reverse by Imperiex. And also perhaps, maybe there was starting to be a convention of ships that fought, asymmetrical ships that fought with their weapons up top. Maybe, I'm not sure if that's true, but if that's the case, this one might be more survivable, the weapon cluster. But I don't know, because it's on the opposite side of the ship. I don't know. But it's called Uno Reverse. It's fun. It's gonna be it's a classic Imperiex ship in terms of power, I would think. So, yeah, wonderful. And now, let's move on to a ship that is notably faster, called Universally Ascended Virtue, or UAV, by Fowl. This, my friends, is a B ship. It is faster than I will ever be. It has 5 shield blocks stacked right here, which is very funny, and enough large drones, to feed a family of 9. Any insights, folks?
You dare oppose me? Our battle will be legendary.
I feel like the back half, you start at the back of the ship and you go forward, you're like, yeah, B ship, yeah, this is looking normal, yeah, and then you get to the front. Just slap. It's like the equivalent of like the Tacoma, and then they just slapped whatever they needed onto it.
True. This is the equivalent of slapping a drone on the back of a Toyota Tacoma.
They got a Hilux, and they're like, well, we're just gonna put whatever we have on it, and it's gonna work.
I gotta say, I love the stress fractures right here. It's great. It's ready to corrupt. It's begging to corrupt.
It is.
Begging to corrupt. Please, brother. I can no longer withstand the weight of my own drones. Brother, please.
Exactly.
My frame was never built for this, brother. Brother.
I would say the shields are like stacked to stop like obliterators and Gauss beams, but shields take splash damage, so I don't think that's gonna help.
Yeah.
It'll help against like proton beams and burst lasers.
Yeah.
And maybe Tinkerol guns a little bit.
As
Perhaps.
much as can be helped against Tinkerol guns from something that small.
Yeah, just a little bit.
5 shots, maybe.
One concern I have, there is a mechanic in the game. I don't know if it has like a name, but I call it like shield overload or something. It's where if the shield takes too much damage, the shield breaks, even though it wasn't hit directly. And it looks like all of the drones are connected to only shields.
Yeah, that's called shield popping, or at least that's what it was explained to me as.
Right, yeah. We'll see if that happens or not, but it might just be so fast and so elusive that it never happens. Who knows?
It looks like this... Is this connected to only one of the shields, or am I missing something?
I mean,
No,
it might be trying to connect in multiple places. It is.
Oh, it appears to be trying.
It's trying.
Wonderful. I'm a huge fan of this ship. This has universally ascended my virtue. I guess you could say I'm gonna go buy a UAV from General Atomics. Lamau. That's funny. I'm so funny. Next ship! This one is called With Protection, I believe, by Imperiex, which is crazy. And it meets the acceleration requirement backwards. It has thrusters right here.
Oh no.
But it is very similar to a ship called Conception. Conception is, well, was a Tinkle ship that fired once and shot across the arena, and then pogo sticked off the arena, a true pogo Tinkrel, because it did use the arena border only to move forward. And it can destroy some ships in a single blast with 4 power. Wow.
I'm so sad to see this ship. I'm actually devastated.
Yeah?
Because it used Conception this time, this is the Conception. Since it used Protection this time, this is the last ship we're going to see of this type.
Stop. You're pulling a sepulchrum right now. It's wonderful. I'm excited to see what happens when maybe this thing will pull a Conception and pogo stick off the border and then like jam itself into the hull of another
Make
ship.
a field goal.
Make a field goal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Yin, we are not free from sin.
Welcome to Reassembly. Maybe. Yeah.
Honestly, you know what, Splinter? You know what? Yeah, this does honestly look like insufficient protection, so maybe we'll see another one.
Oh, I'm just curious, by the way. How many rate mods is that? That's a lot. That's a lot of velocity amps.
Yeah. 21.
It's a few.
21. Big Iron has 15. 21 is... I don't comprehend that.
It's funny. Oh my goodness.
Fractions of a fraction of a second.
According to Reassembly, its DPS is 36,810,592. It's obviously not going to have that.
The forehead.
Wait, no, we're not going to spoil this. We're not going to fire the gun until the tournament begins.
Yes. I will say, if Big Iron is the silly funny, this is the suits in black ready to take lives.
Yeah.
Imagine the recoil. We don't need to imagine. We've seen it before. We'll see it again.
Yeah. We certainly have. But, well, another elongated ship that goes deep into the hull of other ones. Well, it's called Claymore by Joyce18. A very long and tapered red ship that is probably designed to destroy things. You know, I think it actually is, like, for sure designed to destroy things. Any insights?
So right off the bat, we can tell this is a Joyous design. Joyous has very unique way of styling his red ships. And I would like to see the point defense first off, because Joyous often has a problem where the point defense can't quite reach. Oh, it's bound to the front. Okay, we have pods of point defense. And we have some center pods this time. That's going to be cool. That's different from Warlords. There's just a whole lot of Tempest on that thing. What's its acceleration?
483.1.
483, yeah.
Okay, respectable acceleration. There are a lot of HP pools in this tournament, and this is the answer. This is most likely the answer.
Like a stiletto. Well, like a claymore. I don't know if you can call any red ship claymore. But yeah, it's gonna stab into the heart of the enemy.
So true. It certainly will. And I'm excited to see that happen.
And it might even stab into our hearts.
Actually, MGW, the PD balls aren't the only PD that this ship has, is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's got some right in the wavefront and at the cross beams.
All of these Tempests are PD as well. Just want to say that.
Yep. It's got plenty of point defense.
Looks
Indeed.
like phasers are maybe the only thing on left mouse. Are those phasers? Oh
Blasters.
no, they're blasters. Hell yeah.
Everyone's
For the
favorite
funny.
red weapon. Let me view in over here, bro. Okay. But yeah, it has are those actual lasers? I think there are actual red lasers and not just point defense lasers in there. Are those phasers on point defense? What are those?
They look like phasers.
We'll find out because
Recolor.
Splash PD
No, they are
is very
phasers.
necessary in this tournament.
Confirmed.
So wait, maybe those laser point defense pods will still be able to be shot off. No, that looks like an anti-missile laser in there though. And normal lasers too.
Just, all of the weapons accounted for.
True.
The ship is made out of weapons.
As is expected. A true classic red ship. But yeah. It's Claymore. It's by Joyce 18. I'm excited to see it happen. It's a red ship. They're always fun. Let's move on to a ship that is a little bit different in construction. It is called Gauntlet by Mars 1. This is a farmer ship that appears to feature some sparrows in here. Looks like it's got some station defense lasers. It's got some shields to protect a lot of this stuff. And a large amount of HM1s and MM1s, which is, well, classic farmer weapons. Any thoughts, folks?
I don't know for certain, but this type of stacking reeks of orphan stacking. This looks like someone who went and put in the work without using the C-bar.
True.
Hats off to that.
Pulling a claim hazard.
Big
In terms of
splash shield, I guess?
yeah, it looks almost like a TIE fighter.
True.
Man, we're getting a lot of Star Wars references this DRRT.
This one's going right at us as well.
TIE bomber, maybe.
Yeah, TIE bomber. This gives me TIE bomber vibes, and considering it's got HM1s, like that's about right.
Is the core in the center? It is. What are the shields shielding? The generators. Got it. Also, octagonal generators? Is that to make the thruster arrangement better? Oh, there's a little bit of both. Yeah, this definitely feels like manual stacking to me.
This
Hats
was
off.
painstakingly made, and it looks beautiful.
Handcrafted.
Approved. Cut. these blocks are illegal.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So there are
Oh.
2 paths forward. I'm going to leave this out of the records for now, but this is also a terribly easy fix. You just take these things out. And just, you're fine.
They are only available in the sandbox. So, listed in the illegal blocks in the rules.
Yeah. See, I can do this, which is legal, by the way, and be a nice person. I will wait on that until the end of this ship intros. Oh wait, would you look at that? The end of the ship intros is right here. So after, we're going to look at that, and then we're going to make that decision.
All right.
There's some near the front of the ship too, it looks like.
There
Oh
are...
no, those are adapters. Get pranked.
Good, those are legal, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, block IDs.
Just the long tries.
Good, yeah, okay, perfect. Mount? They're called mounts? That's weird. Anyway. Good, okay. I should have caught that and patched that earlier on. I guess this is why we look at every ship before we run the tournament. Cool. Our last ship, our very final ship, is a ship by MGW. Everyone who submitted to the last tournament should probably recognize this thing. It's called Giant Cogs XL, which I think is supposed to stand for extra little or something like that, because this is a slightly smaller version of Giant Cogs. It has a more off-center core, maybe? And it has... What does it use? Oh, would you look at that? That's what it
Station
uses.
defense battery. It's got some Bolsheviks in the front too.
Bolsheviks in the front? Indeed.
Yeah. Thrusters individually shielded. Looks like they each have a defense laser. We got the stacked armor around the core. So the old Giant Cogs was pretty quick for how big it was. Is this one just going to be like brawler, almost rusher speeds maybe?
We're at 376 on the Excel.
pretty
Probably
quick.
around the same speed.
Beautiful design.
It does turn quickly.
I'm happy there is some aesthetics in that cold, round, max radius heart of yours.
999 radius. Yeah. A classic. But, well, now that is everyone. That is all ships that have been submitted to the 2025 Winter DRRT. And, well, I'm going to say this. Thank you to everyone who has submitted to this tournament so far. I really appreciate it. And, well, on Wednesday, we're going to have a glorious set of qualification matches that I hope you all can attend. It's going to be wonderful.